The Selfish Gene by Richard Dawkins. The author, Richard Dawkins, is a lecturer in zoology at Oxford University and a fellow of New College, and the author of The Blind Watchmaker. Selected reviews for The Selfish Gene. Who should read this book? Everyone interested in the universe and their place in it. Our genes made us. We animals exist for their preservation and are nothing more than their throwaway survival machines. The world of the selfish gene is one of savage competition, ruthless exploitation, and deceit. But what of the acts of apparent altruism found in nature? The bees who commit suicide when they sting to protect the hive, or the birds who risk their lives to warn the flock of an approaching hawk. Do they contravene the fundamental law of gene selfishness? By no means. Dawkins shows that the selfish gene is also the subtle gene. And he holds out the hope that our species alone on Earth has the power to rebel against the designs of the selfish gene. This book is a call to arms. It is both manual and manifesto, and it grips like a thriller. The Selfish Gene, Richard Dawkins' brilliant first book, and still his most famous, is an international bestseller in 13 languages. For this new edition there are 2 major new chapters. Jeffrey R. Bayliss, author of Animal Behavior. Learned, witty, and very well written, exhilaratingly good. Sir Peter Medawar, Spectator. Forward to the first edition. The chimpanzee and the human share about 99.5% of their evolutionary history, yet most human thinkers regard the chimp as a malformed, irrelevant oddity, while seeing themselves as stepping stones to the Almighty. To an evolutionist this cannot be so. There exists no objective basis on which to elevate one species above another. Chimp and human, lizard, and fungus, we have all evolved over some 3 billion years, by a process known as natural selection. Within each species some individuals leave more surviving offspring than others, so that the inheritable traits, genes, of the reproductively successful become more numerous in the next generation. This is natural selection, the non-random differential reproduction of genes. Natural selection has built us, and it is natural selection we must understand if we are to comprehend our own identities. Although Darwin's theory of evolution through natural selection is central to the study of social behavior, especially when wedded to Mendel's genetics, it has been very widely neglected. Whole industries have grown up in the social sciences dedicated to the construction of a pre-Darwinian and pre-Mendelian view of the social and psychological world. Even within biology the neglect and misuse of Darwinian theory has been astonishing. Whatever the reasons for this strange development, there is evidence that it is coming to an end. The great work of Darwin and Mendel has been extended by a growing number of workers, most notably by R. A. Fisher, W. D. Hamilton, G. C. Williams, and J. Maynard Smith. Now, for the first time, this important body of social theory based on natural selection is presented in a simple and popular form by Richard Dawkins. One by one